isn't. We have to watch this PSA. It's the worst comparison is the number 10 story, and it is comparing Happy Meals to heroin.
Yes.
And you will understand once this plays.
It's so brutal.
It really is. Nice
I love
Uggs.
the dog barking.
I thought this was a horror film when I first saw it.
Very dramatic. That's how they sell heroin, brown paper bag.
And by the way, the kid totally sucks at coloring. Like, he can't even hold a crayon.
Yeah, you're all outside the lines.
That's because he's on heroin.
Speaking of lines.
Wow, that heroin looks delicious.
Peppermint.
Yeah, are they trying to make drugs look like fun? Okay, good form.
I wonder how she nailed this audition.
I think she sent it in. I think this is a home movie.
Finding the vein on the kid is a little far.
I'm sorry, this kid, I don't know, it seems kind of like child abuse that they're like...
I can speak from experience. With kids that little, it's hard to find the veins in their arms.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
You wouldn't inject your kid with drugs? Is that what it said? So why are you feeding it to them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy Meals. Like, why would you give them a Happy Meal?
So basically what they're trying to say is that Happy Meal is like filled with drugs.
That's exactly what they're trying to say.
It's just basically saying that fast food is going to kill you in the same way that drugs are going to kill you, so why get your kid fiending for it early on?
That couldn't be farther from the truth.
Yeah.
Can I say one thing that, as a user of both of those things? I've bought a lot of heroin. It has never come with a toy. It's never come with something I can play with after I
and you would buy
Although
more
the
if it did.
syringe
Absolutely.
can make a great action figure if you just, use your imagination.
What would be the cool pimps like collect all
Beaker.
six?
I don't know.
I like this rationale because, if my mom ever found my drugs, like in high school, like I wish I had this kind of to fall back on. Like, oh, Mom, it's just like a Happy Meal. Relax. Like, I wish it worked the opposite way.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because that PSA, the famous one that ran in the late 80s when the dad is yelling at the kid, he's like, where do you get this stuff? And the kid says, I get it from you, Dad. Like, that's what every kid used at their parents in the 90s. This would be even better if I was a kid. I'd be like, well, you fed me a Happy Meal when I was a kid.
And we did a story like a couple weeks ago about moms who are getting their kids high, like as a babysitter, because they just like zone out.
They think it's funny.
It's like jazzercising. It's a fad that's sweeping the nation.
I bet heroin would make a great babysitter.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Your kid's not moving.
Forget about whiskey in the bottle.
Yeah.
That's, no, that's really...
Yeah, it's a lot stronger than Dimetap or whatever else you feed your kids.
Because let's face it, usually if your parents are out and they're the babysitter, she's going to have a drug-addled boyfriend that comes over and hooks up there on the couch. So let's just cut out the middleman and just give the kid heroin, and then he sleeps all night. Mom and Dad go out, have fun on New Year's Eve. Everybody's happy.
Are they trying to say that heroin, like fast food, is just as addictive? Also, because it is addictive.
Yeah, but it's not that addictive.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they're shooting the kids up with heroin because they want them to start making good music.
Oh.
Like at an early age.
You
know what I mean?
Early.
Yeah.
I'm tired of you banging on that drum. You have no sense of rhythm. You need some opiates. Find your musical center.
That's right. All these young artists that are coming out, like Bieber, he's got a lot of talent. He just doesn't have the drugs behind him
No edge.
to produce that great white album that he needs.
Well, I think that the comparison would have been more accurate if they gave him gasoline or something. Like these are preservatives that are like poisons to your body, but it's not like I've never eaten a Happy Meal. It's not the same as shooting up heroin.
And that made me really hungry for a Happy Meal. Like that's all I wanted.
The hamburger looks great.
It looks
looked good.
amazing.
It looks like how they have those fast food photographers. It looks like, okay, we got to make the hamburger look really good. Why not like a disgusting little crusty
been
burger?
sitting around a while.
That thing looked mouthwatering.
And the heroin looked good. I mean, it was good lighting. It wasn't like that movie with Ewan McGregor. It wasn't like Trainspotting where it looks like all evil. It looked like drugs are a hoot to do in that commercial.
A real hoot.
Kid looked real healthy. Seems like he's doing all right.
Yeah, they didn't have they've been scratching at their faces.
Yeah, and by the way, if your kid is that bad at coloring, maybe you shouldn't have done heroin while you were pregnant with him, lady.
Bingo.
Give him a chance.
Oh, snap.
I want to watch my favorite PSA ever. I don't know if you have it pulled up. You guys have seen some of the Canada PSAs?
No.
They're the harshest things in the world. This one is against domestic violence.
This is going to be epic.
It's unreal.
Doing a real good job on your picture.
Coffee.
Please.
Oh, boy. Uh-oh.
You spilled my coffee.
I'm sorry, sir.
You fucking bitch.
Whoa! Oh my goodness.
Get away with it here.
Oh man.
You shouldn't get away with it at home.
Oh, why is that so funny? That reminds me of that. Did you ever see that Saturday Night Live skit where it's the Folger Crystals commercial parody, and they're going up to everyone? They're like, Kevin Nealon's like, "Oh, that's not Folger's coffee. That's Folger's coffee with crystals." And then they get to Chris Farley, and he's like, "You lying son of a bitch!" Just starts smashing everyone. But let her reaction shot to the hot coffee. It's not a beaker of acid. It's warm coffee.
Oh, dude, coffee can be hot, man.
Oh, yeah.
People sue over that shit. That coffee could have been very hot.
Yeah,
For
that's-
Canada's the same country. I don't know if you've ever been up to Canada, but when you buy like a pack of cigarettes up in Canada, instead of having just this little Surgeon General's warning that's text, they have just like a picture of a black lung or like teeth falling out, like a guy with like emphysema. It's very
Oh my
graphic
God.
imagery.
Yeah, it's actually fun to look at while you're smoking. It's like, it's a nice cartoon.
Yeah, well, they weren't fucking around in that commercial either. I mean, that wasn't like, oh, I wonder if this guy maybe. I mean, the guy, literally. Everybody has a breaking point.
It's hilarious and it's very like, whoa, but I like the direction that it's going in terms of commercials. I want commercials to be more real. You know, swearing like, you fucking bitch. Like, that was awesome.
Because our TV shows are real now. We have
Exactly.
in all the shows. Why not?
I'll tell you this, Michael Douglas is lucky he didn't have to audition against that guy for Falling Down because that guy would have booked it.
Did you see the look on the kids' faces? They're like, here dad goes again.
Oh, this is Wednesday Night Pop.
Yeah. Good thing mom's not here. She's in the hospital where you put her last night.
Because she fell down the stairs.
Exactly. I know, those poor kids.
The creepiest thing about the whole thing is when he goes, she spilled my coffee.
Yeah.
It's like,
And
yeah,
then
we
they do
saw
the
it.
kids' reaction shot, and they're like, buckle up. She's going to get the old coffee to the face again.
Do they eat at that restaurant often? Like, doesn't the manager warn the waitresses, hey, this guy, he comes in, he's a great customer,
Do
he's a good
not fuck
tipper.
up his
Don't
coffee."
spill his coffee.
Well, yeah, when she was pouring it, she just had this look in her eye like, oh my God, no, I'm
Hands are
doing it.
Yeah.
She couldn't help it.
And everyone knows Canadians do not get that angry. They have
they're
almost
the most
no
polite
temper.
people.
Yeah, I mean, that's just,
Yeah, you
it's
can
not
smoke
realistic.
pot legally everywhere there.
It was like
I
almost
think.
an American, it was almost like a Canadian commercial about Americans.
That's what it was against Americans. It wasn't
Yeah.
domestic violence. Just don't move to America.
I think what was great about that PSA, though, is that the kids were eating a nice, healthy, well-balanced meal and not heroin Happy Meals.
That's true.
Which
Yes.
is nice.
What I did miss about the heroin PSA, though, is that they didn't do like the Requiem for a Dream like thing where you see the blood going in the needle. I think that would have really hit home more.
Oh, on the other one? Or on
Yeah,
the...
and the other one.
Oh, I
like,
thought
where-
you wanted,
it real
I thought
life.
you wanted him
literally-
to stab her with a needle in this one, too.
No,
Like, the
that would
coffee
be
wasn't
great,
enough.
though. That would be great. But no, they just tie off his arm and then it's supposed to be assumed that he's high on heroin now. It's like, well, I'm not really buying it. I got to tell you.
You need to see the blood.
Yeah, not really buying it.
Danielle's lived a life.
Okay, moving on. Our number 9 story of the week.
Wait, are you doing these in order?